Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth here at Lizzie Loves the Life, and today I am doing another fun video for you guys. These are all Thanksgiving children books that we currently have and love in our collection. I have a 2.5-year-old, so some of these we had the past couple Thanksgiving and some of these are newer items. There are some really good books in here to talk about Thanksgiving, some just about the meal, some about where Thanksgiving came from, the history of Thanksgiving. So I have some good books to share with you, and then I grabbed a couple, I think 3 books over here that is strictly just kind of fall books for those interested in not specifically Thanksgiving but fall. I do have a Halloween children's book video that I will link up in the cards for you who are interested in Halloween books, but by the time I'm filming this, we're kind of all ready for the next holiday, right? So it is Thanksgiving today, and let's get into the books. So the first thing is a newer book to us, and we've read it a couple times already. This is Pete the Cat, The First Thanksgiving. And what I mentioned earlier was the history of Thanksgiving, and that's what this book does. Jackson has kind of recently been into Pete the Cat. It is kind of a newer character for him, and something that his school has kind of brought into the classroom too is just the character of Pete the Cat. So Pete the Cat is a TV show on Amazon, I believe, and there's also a whole bunch of other book series as well with Pete the Cat. And what's awesome about this book is it does talk about the Pilgrims and how they came to be, Plymouth Rock, them meeting the Native Americans, how they had the first Thanksgiving dinner, but it also has lift and flaps on every page. And with a toddler baby, you know they all love to lift and flap. So what I will say though for baby wise is these are paper lift and flaps, so they're very easy to rip off. If you have any of like the Daniel Tiger children's books and they have the paper flaps, you know what I'm talking about. It's not like a board book flap. This will rip off. But he's been doing a good job with it now. I mean, he is getting to be almost 3, but this is a really cute book to just talk about the meaning of the first Thanksgiving, and lift and flap is always a good thing. Another new book, which we've read so many times, is Dino Thanksgiving. They also have a Dino Christmas and I think Dino Easter. But Jackson is obsessed with dinosaurs, so when I saw this book, I had to grab it. It is a little bit more expensive, but it is a big, decent book, and it has really gorgeous illustrations in here. So basically, this book is talking about a dinosaur family that's getting ready for Thanksgiving. So it doesn't do the history or anything like that, but there's people at a parade. They talk about cooking, cleaning, playing with your cousins, things like that. So everything that everyone typically does for Thanksgiving here in America, playing football and things like that. Just a really nice, fun book. Like I said, I've read it multiple times to Jackson. And then too, it is kind of in a rhyming pattern. So as crawling babies scatter toys, the football game is background noise. So it has kind of the rhyming kind of hook to it, which I think all toddlers and children really like to hear. But this was such a fun find. I'm really happy to find this book. This book, as well as any other books I mentioned, I will have linked down below for you guys who are interested. But Dino Thanksgiving is a fun new book and new discovery series for me and my family. So going along with old series, everyone knows the classic Charlie Brown. So my husband is obsessed with Charlie Brown, all of the classic kind of Charlie Brown. It's a great pumpkin Charlie Brown, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter. So I have the Halloween one. Again, it's in my Halloween books video, and now we also have the Thanksgiving book. We read this last year to him. Now this one has a lot of words to it, so it's definitely, if you know the story and read it like once or twice to yourself, you kind of can give a brief overview of each page to your child. Jackson sometimes will sit through the whole book, but again, this has like paragraphs and stuff for a page. So I just kind of briefly go through the book. It definitely is kind of for older kids than just toddlers, but it's still like a classic story, the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, and a great one to add to your collection. This next one is The Night Before Thanksgiving, and I love this series. This is from Natasha Wing, and she has, I think there's a picture right here of all of her 'Twas the Night Before whatever holiday. There's even a 'Twas the Night Before preschool and summer camp, tooth fairy, all that kind of stuff. So what I love most about this is it's the same tune of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, but she changes it up for what it is. So let's see. 'Twas the night before Thanksgiving, and all through the nation families got ready for a big celebration. And it's just kind of that stuff. So basically it's just going through the night, and instead of sugar plums dancing, it's turkey legs dancing in their heads. Just a really fun, I love books that have like some kind of song or rhyme to them. So this definitely does the job. Talks about what you do on Thanksgiving Day, cousins coming over, bringing kids tables, adult tables, all that kind of stuff is all in here. It's really cute. I've read this a couple times already for Jackson, and he loved it last year, so I'm excited to pull this out for this year. Then we have the thank you dish, and this is not specifically a Thanksgiving book, but it talks about a meal that this daughter has with her mom, and she's thanking pretty much everything that is on their plate, like thanking the kangaroos for not eating the carrots because there's carrots on their table, thanking workermen for working on the road so they could go meet someone to get their honey, thanking an alpaca for the wool to make the scarf, for the uncle to not get cold while catching the fish for their dinner, like things like that. Just different ways to be thankful. Really cute story, like I said, of a mom and a daughter, and it's called the thank you dish. So how perfect is this to bring out during Thanksgiving time? And Jackson's really enjoyed reading this book as well. Then we have Bernstein Bears Give Thanks, and this actually is our first Bernstein Bears book. I know my mother-in-law has a whole bunch of like the whole series of Bernstein Bears, I think, and I wanted to try one out with him Thanksgiving, so I'll give thanks. And this does go through the story of the family going to, I think it's their uncle's farm, and then they talk about the first Thanksgiving, and the kids even act out towards the end the first Thanksgiving, meaning Squanto and everything like that. So really fun. So you get some history with it. Bernstein Bears also is a Christian kind of book series where it does bring in some of those Christian values to it, and I believe there's a prayer and stuff in it at dinner, things like that. So if you're interested in kind of a Christian book for Thanksgiving, this is a really good one to try. Now, I will say some of these pages, like this one, I would abbreviate kind of what they said and only read maybe what they were saying versus like a show. The sisters looked excitedly. I just would have said a show and kind of went on like that. But he really liked towards the end when it was kind of smaller. But this one is still a really good one, a good one to grow with your family. So that is everything for Thanksgiving specific books. I have 3 fall ones I wanted to share with you guys. One is a newer one for us, and it's Daniel Loves Fall, and this is a Daniel Tiger series, or Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood book series. This also is a TV show, I believe on PBS Kids. And the majority of my Daniel Tiger books are lift and flap, but this one isn't. But this one goes through how it's the fall festival coming up, and they go to the Music Man's place, and pretty much a huge windstorm happens, and so they all have to try and put everything back together. And kind of the moral of this one is everyone does things differently as long as you do it your best is all that matters. So it's not specifically Thanksgiving or anything like that, but it does have the fall vibe. It has like pretty fall leaves and things like that. No lift and flap, like I said, but a nice kind of message to have your kids understand, and it has that fall spirit with it. Another one is Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day. And now I love Winnie the Pooh. Me and my husband are obsessed. We grew up with Winnie the Pooh, so that's kind of why we're obsessed. Jackson's nursery is actually Winnie the Pooh. If you're interested in his nursery tour, I will link it up above. But this one is just the story of the blustery day with Winnie the Pooh and his friends. This again is kind of one of those bigger worded books, but if you abbreviate or have a little one that likes to sit and enjoy long books, this is definitely one to pick up. Such a fun story and a great one for the fall time. And then the last one is One Leaf, Two Leaf, Count With Me. We actually got this from the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. If you haven't heard of that, basically where you can sign up is Dolly Parton's, I guess, company. You sign up with your kid's birthday and they send you a free book every month for your kid's specific age. So we have picked this one up. We've had a whole bunch of other ones in our collection. Great way to expand your library without paying for anything, and you get to keep the books. How awesome is that? But this is, again, 1 leaf, 2 leaf, count with me. And it basically has the leaves start falling down, or no, start growing, and then it's spring, and then the leaves start falling, and it turns into fall, goes into winter, then spring again, and it's a great way to go through all the seasons with your little one. I like using this for springtime and fall time specifically because you have the leaves growing and falling. So a great one to add for your collection in the fall time, and then bring it back out in the springtime. I'll probably put this one up once like Thanksgiving's over, is put this one up and then start getting my snow books out. But a great one to have as well. But that is everything for my Thanksgiving fall children's book video. Let me know what your favorite books to read to your children, especially for Thanksgiving time, is down below in the comments. I'd love to know. Be sure to stay tuned for my Christmas book series coming soon. I have my advent calendar that I posted last year. I'll link it above in the cards for you guys. Basically, it is a DIY advent calendar where you have your own Christmas books, you wrap them up, then you have a new Christmas book to read during the Advent season, either starting December 1st, starting Thanksgiving, the 12 days of Christmas, you can do that kind of thing. Look out for that video right there, but I will go through the books again for you guys this year, as well as show you guys some new Christmas books we may have picked out very soon in a video. So I will talk to you guys in my next video. Thanks again for watching, and talk to you later. Bye.
Stumbling out of bed, and I still got you in my head from all those pretty words you said. It's like I'm wasted. Every time I see your face, I'm losing track of time and space. I don't know where I am. It's like I'm wasted, and I won't waste it.